a white supremacist supports Trump. That must mean guilt by association. Trump is a white supremacist. And so Ryan is taking the Democrat position by criticizing Trump on that. The proposal to ban Muslims from entering the country. There are Muslims entering this country that are causing terrorist attack.
Hold on. He is not banning Muslims from entering this country. What? He wants to stop new immigration of Muslims. If you're a Muslim American coming home, he ain't stopping you. That's not the goal. The goal is to stop new Muslim immigration, specifically from Syria, from ISIS, from the Middle East, where all the terrorists are taking over all of Europe.
Yeah, that absolutely.
And now we have the first Muslim mayor in London, which Great Britain will now fall to Sharia law.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I'm glad you pointed that out, because that is a distinction that needs to be said. He never said that he wants to ban Americans who are Muslim who left for vacation or whatever from coming back and all that kind of stuff. So that's true. But for those of you saying, why is Trump singling out Muslim immigrants? He's not. He wants to stop all immigration. Look what he's building, a wall. He wants to do touchback immigration reform, which is basically saying we're going to throw all illegal immigrants out. But if you have, I'm sure this is how it's going to work out. If you have ties, strong ties to America, such like, for instance, let's say you're an illegal immigrant, but you have like a bunch of kids that are American citizens in America
because of the misinterpretation of the 14th Amendment Emancipation Proclamation.
But these are kids that are only, they have no allegiance to, they have no ties. They were born in America, so Mexico can't even claim them.
Right.
Other than that their parents were illegal immigrants or whatever, or that they're Mexican citizens.
Right.
Okay. That being said, he wants to do touchback immigration. My whole thing is, I think at the end of the day, there's a good chance Trump is just going to say no new immigrants for the time being.
We need to assimilate. America needs to assimilate, and we need to stop new immigration for a period of time.
So I believe that a case can be made that when Trump says no new Muslim immigrants, that he's not singling them out, because he also is no new Mexican immigrants, no new any immigrants.
Well, not only that, but we don't know who's coming through the border on the south. That was the biggest problem.
He did say we're going to build a big, giant, beautiful wall. It's going to be the best wall you ever seen, and we're going to have the biggest door you ever seen in it.
Sweet.
Huge.
So,
all right. So, inciting violence and his plan to deport all undocumented immigrants. Why is literally Ryan?
He's announcing that he's for undocumented immigrants and amnesty. That's what he just said in that statement. Well, I am for amnesty.
So Ryan's out. Ryan's not a conservative.
No,
absolutely not. So, quote, he doesn't he completely have to say that he doesn't support the deportation of 12 million undocumented immigrants because you disagree with that? Tapper asked Ryan. No, I'm not saying that at all, Ryan said. I'm not saying he's got to support my policies. He won fair and square on his policies, and yes, he comes from a different wing of the party than the one I do. Yes, he comes from the conservative wing.
Right.
And you come from the liberal Democrat wing, apparently. Mr. Rhino.
Bought and sold, part and parcel.
I'm going to start calling him Paul Rhino.
Oh, we got a new name for Paul Rhino.
There we go. So Rhino made it clear, while he disagrees with Trump on many things, these are not the issues that make him unable to support Trump. Quote, of course you're going to say you're going to have policy disagreements. You always have policy disagreements. Heck, Mitt Romney and I had policy disagreements. So that's just natural. And it's too much to ask someone to change their policy views that they have, that they were duly elected on some policy dispute, Ryan said. But we are going to put our policies based on the principles that all conservatives and all Republicans share. Limited government, Constitution, the role of executive. He agrees. He agrees with Trump on all those things. It sounds to me like Ryan agrees with the conservatism and the ideology of Trump. He just doesn't like the immigration.
Speaking about that, check this out. Trump was on Bill O'Reilly this week.
Okay.
Speaking about immigration, Bill O'Reilly asked him a question, and listen to his response about this immigration.
All right. Vicente Fox coming up later on in the program. Got any message for the former president of Mexico?
Yeah, get your money ready because you're going to pay for the wall.
Boom! I love it. That was so off the cuff. Get your money ready because you're going to pay for that wall. Oh, I love it.
All right. Vicente Fox coming up later on in the program. Got any message for the former president of Mexico?
Yeah, get your money ready because you're going to pay for the wall. Yeah, get your money ready because you're going to pay for the wall.
He should have said effing wall.
Whoa, right, because Vicente Fox used the F-bomb about the wall. And for those of you out there thinking that when he says it, I've explained this to before, I'll explain it again, he's going to pay for the wall by putting the tariffs, the correct tariffs on imports coming from Mexico. Imports coming from Mexico are not tariffed hardly at all, yet our goods going to Mexico have huge tariffs on it, which means Mexicans don't buy American products.
Also, he pointed out, and this is huge, one of the biggest exports for Mexico is illegal immigrants sending money home from work that they do in America.
Imports. One of Mexico's...
They're exporting labor.
Correct.
They're exporting labor, and they get money for that. When you export a product,
correct,
you're getting money for that. So their biggest export is labor to America.
To bring back that money. The money that goes back to Mexico is the second next to government oil.
Amazing. Amazing. So how is Trump going to make them pay for the wall? He's going to probably come up with some crazy ideas.
I would tax the hell out of that money.
Right. But you probably wouldn't be allowed to single out just Mexicans. But what if we made
international money being sent because they send it via wire. They send it through Western Union and MoneyGram, all those things.
Yeah.
And I know all about that.
Export of any labor. How about an export tax on any labor that's being done in America, meaning money sent over by workers in America to wherever they send it to. Huge tax on that, and make it go directly to the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. It wouldn't be hard to do.
That,
it is so much money.
That's making Mexico pay for that bleep wall.
Right. So you liar if you don't think you're not paying for the wall.
Oh, you are going to pay for it. You don't have to send the check. We're taking it from you.
Right. We'll get it before you. Well, that's what the government does. They'll get it before you get it.
We're literally garnishing their wages.
Dude,
wow.
We need to come up with a meme and troll them. Mexico, your wages have been garnished.
I love it. Copyright Smith
Radio. Wow. And
oh, boy.
So,
you're listening to Smith Radio at smithradio.com. You're listening to Brian Smith and Carrie Smith.
We're all over the place for you today.
Yeah, we're at Facebook at facebook.com/Smith Radio. You're probably listening to us via YouTube. Thank you very much for that. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel that we are banned from.
Right, and you get lit up every time that we post a new show, and you can listen to them at 15-minute segments.
Yes, that's awesome. And also, very important, please follow us on our Twitter handle. It is at smithradio.com. And by the way, all the Smith that you heard out of me is spelled SMYTH. A lot of people might get that wrong. You might have trouble finding us if you're searching the incorrect spelling. So it's SMYTHRADIO.com.
Correct. And if you ever felt like maybe some of the news of the day was being a little dishonest, or you kind of not sure where to go, you come here to Smith Radio. We give it to you flat out, honest, up front. we exposed the liars that are out there.
Yeah, I mean, we get into the end of the show here. You heard all about the
right now. Rasmussen has come out with a poll. If you ever thought about hump, Trump versus Hillary.
How'd you get the hump? Oh, Hillary and Trump.
Hillary, Trump.
Whoa,
Trump.
Hey, oh.
So Hillary versus Trump. Rasmussen has come out with a poll on May 2nd. So just a couple days ago. The reports gave voters the option also of staying home on the election day if Hillary and Donald Trump were or are the party nominees. So I'll get that in a second. But the poll numbers show Trump nationwide leading Hillary 41-39.
Really?
41-39. It's not the first, but it's some of the later polls that are starting to come out more and more now and starting to expose Hillary for who she is, which is a big giant fraud.
Yeah, and one thing that's kind of interesting is Obama looked like, people were really against him and for Romney when Romney destroyed him, almost in angry fashion. And you know what? The establishment told him, took him to the woodshed and say, hey, you can't be that angry and mean with him. But it worked. It absolutely worked. And then coming back and being a soft, nice guy didn't work. We won't have that. We will not have to worry about Trump doing that in the debates.
And because earlier in the show we said, or you did, you said that Trump did go soft a little bit because he took the advice from somebody other.
Very quickly went back on that.
Okay, so here's the thing about a leader and a decision maker. Leaders make decisions. They make them quickly. They evaluate them. And if it works, they hold on to them strongly. Trump made a quick decision or a thought-out, calculated decision, taking the advice from some of his family members and some friends, and he installed a different advisor that said, you need to tone it down a little bit, bring it down, be a little bit more conservative. We need to garner some of these other things. And as soon as he saw that did not work and we're going in the wrong direction, what'd he do? What leaders do? You make a decision, jerk that wheel, and get back on the road.
And he did. And you're right. It was a very quick decision. And it was, well, let's just put it this way. We want our politician, we want to know that we're voting for the real person. And Trump is giving us Donald Trump. And when they said, you have to start acting this way and you have to start behaving that way, and that way you'll start to get your likability numbers up or whatever. And he tried that. He was not being Donald Trump. He was being this fake manufactured thing that his advisors told him to do, and his numbers started to slip, and Cruz started to come up on the rise, and then Trump said, screw this, I'm going back to being myself. And he even said that. He said, right, I'm going to be myself. And he went back to being, blowhard, whatever all the anti-Trump people want to call him. And you know what? It worked. His numbers went back up.
Right. So as we start to move closer and closer to the general election, if Hillary does steal it from Bernie Sanders, or buy it or rip it away from him, what is going to happen is you're going to start to see an insane amount of scandals starting to fall into her lap and starting to come together. And there's a gentleman by the name of David J. Sirota. He's an American political commentator based in Denver. He's a nationally syndicated newspaper columnist and Democratic political spokesperson.
Yeah, he's not Democratic. We know from the primary that the Democrat Party is not Democratic.
And he's also a blogger. So he's a very politically active, politically savvy individual. Well, David started to unearth some stuff.
Ooh, really?
And what is starting to take hold is the fact that he's been in the Democrat Party and a spokesperson for the Democrat Party, and he's coming out with an unbelievable